An innovator, by definition, is a person or a group of people who does something new and introduces a new idea. So for the first video in this series, for the Innovators edition of the Little Historians magazine, we're going to be looking at some of the oldest inventions through history. Let's get going.
We'll do it as a timeline, starting with prehistoric first. Of course, we don't know the name of the innovator, but we know about their innovations. To us, making something out of stone, or iron, or bronze isn't really that impressive, but to be the first person to do it is really quite spectacular. It's amazing to think that our ancestors saw a stone and realised it could help them cut open a fish. Or they saw iron and realised they could make it into tools.
One of the oldest inventions ever that we have evidence of is a bone flute. It was found in a cave in Slovenia, and it would have been used by a Neanderthal, so it's nearly 60,000 years old. And it's a flute carved out of the bones of a cave bear. And I just think it's really clever because a Neanderthal person living in a cave saw a bone and realised that if air blew through it when it was hollowed out, it would make a noise, and if you added extra holes, it would change pitch. Clever, right?
The catapult was first invented in India in 485 BCE.
In the 300s BCE, the ancient Greeks were using the first sort of analogue computers because they had an Antikythera mechanism that could predict the movement of the stars.
In 2000 BCE, China created paper and the compass.
Do you remember during COVID when we had to wear masks to help protect us from the air? Well, there's evidence from ancient Rome between the years 1 and 100 that people working in the mines and the caves would wear animal bladder skins to protect themselves from the air, I suppose.
Buttons first appear in Germany in the 1200s.
Between 1440 and 1455, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press, which was so important because it meant that information could be more easily shared because it could be printed easily and quickly. In 1605, Johann Carolus created the first newspaper.
In 1608, Hans Lippershey invented the telescope.
In 1760, John Joseph Merlin invented roller skates, but apparently he forgot to add any brakes and went crashing into a wall and broke his violin.
In 1790, Thomas Saint created the first sewing machine.
The first wristwatch was invented in 1810 by Abraham Louis Breguet.
Braille, which allows blind people to read, was created in 1829 by Louis Braille.
The zipper was invented in 1891. Before that, you would have to fasten your clothes with buttons or brooches.
Alexander Fleming was the first to discover penicillin in 1928, and by 1944 it was perfected to help fight infection and was used for soldiers in the war.
The technology that gives us the internet today was first researched and then invented in the 1960s. Before that, you would have had to just read a book or ask someone your question.
The first little pocket calculator was invented in the 1970s.
The first video game console was invented or created in 1972.
The first iPhone was created in 2007.
Of course, there have been many different inventions and inventors across time and cultures that we've missed off this very small list. So let us know who you would have added to the list. And if you'd like to know more, head over to our website to get your copy of the Innovators edition of the Little Historians magazine.